Anywho, let's get it going. Hello, I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and today we're going to be doing a live stream of categories and tags on the new blog. And this is part of the Building a New Blog series that I've been putting together. And I thought, let's do it every other Friday and do it live, at least for the next couple of months. So, um, let's dive right into it, I guess. Let me move that out of my way. I can't because I'm using it. Okay, categories. Categories that you organize types of content for your blog. This helps you. This helps both you and the visitor find specific articles relevant to your topic or the type of blog. So what we're going to do is open up. Hold on a second, and boosh! How about that? Special effects. Woo! Yeah, let me load up my other stuff here. So with categories, bang, maybe there we go. These help you organize your content according to different types of content or different topics. In this new website, the one I just built, I decided to organize all the different articles together, like with collections. It's the listicles. Journal entries are just kind of don't necessarily belong to any other category, but they are relevant to the blog itself. Q&As, essentially just questions that I provide answers for. Reviews, obviously I do reviews. And tutorials, I love doing tutorials. That way anybody can click on the tutorials and see all the different tutorials I have regarding this niche. And you don't have to organize it by type of blog post. You can also organize it by the underlying content. So if you were to write a ton of articles about buy me a coffee, you can create a category for buy me a coffee. Now the idea behind categories is to keep everything all organized and together. So you want to put like-minded content with it. So if you're writing a bunch of buy me a coffee category posts, you don't want to put something in there for Patreon, because that is a completely different underlying topic. So in that case, you would create a whole new category for Patreon itself and then fill it up with all of the different articles for Patreon. So, off my lap. I'm trying hard. Anywho, so with tags are just a wee bit different. Essentially, they work the exact same way, except for with tags, you have more of a it's more related to idea or the key phrase. So for example, on this website, I have articles relating to ad blockers, Adobe Express, AdSense. So these are kind of not exactly the keyword for the posts that are in it, but they are related to that. So let's see if we have more. Okay, so free graphic apps. Now in this one, I have the 10 best free banner makers for your YouTube channel art, and then a review about using Canva for YouTube channel art. Now those are related to graphic app, YouTube banner, and YouTube channel art. So if you were to click on any one of those, this particular blog post would show. And anybody interested in anything related to Canva can click on the tag for Canva and it'll show all the articles for it. Unfortunately, at the moment, I don't have a lot because this is essentially a brand new blog and I'm the only one writing for it. So I don't have a lot of content on this one, but I do for WriterSanctuary, and I will show an example of that in a little bit. But they're much like using keywords to organize the content, kind of like how the categories are. So if you have your categories, they're the main primary subject matter. Your tags are things that are relevant to that post that stand out the most. You don't want to tag or add a ton of tags for a blog post because you want the whole purpose of it is to keep it organized and connect them all together. So you wouldn't want to tag a ton of different shit inside one post. So with the Canva articles, Canva is definitely going to be a tag because Canva is the primary focus of that article. And then if I was to create a whole new blog post about, say, Snappa, which is another free free graphic app for YouTube, I would put free graphic app and Snappa as their tags. So if I write any more articles regarding those two pieces of information, they're all organized. Just once, so I'd like things to work just fine. Anywho, now, if you have any questions, let me know. It's kind of confusing, I guess. Not really. Well, once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy. But just remember that categories are the primary topic or content type. Fuck, I can't. This is how my life is all day long. Emails, notifications, people coming in the house, cats in my lap. Good times. Anyway, so I just lost my train of thought. Categories are the primary topic, and the tags are the ideas of each post. So the reason why you'd want to use it is that you don't necessarily need to use categories and tags. They just help you connect everything together, makes it more organized so that you can find stuff and your visitors can find stuff. Now, out of all the blogs that I've ever managed throughout the last 10 years, a very small percentage of visitors will actually use categories and tags, but they're still there just in case. I use them mostly so that I remember that I need to work on certain types of content. So like with the tags here on the new blog, if I go back, so now I see that I have count. I want to rearrange this to show me the highest one, which is vidIQ. And I've already got like 4 or 5 different articles ready to write for vidIQ. So that's going to be a prominent tag. But see, I have all these other ones that only have one blog post related. So I would like to add more to those to flesh those out some more. So like maybe some, maybe a listicle for YouTube SEO, or another article for YouTube ads, just stuff that is more important to the blog itself. And this particular blog is all about using YouTube. So, free music and sounds, I already know that I've got like 5 more planned out for that one, because I'm going to be doing a review on Epidemic Sound and the YouTube's audio library that's free to use. There's a few other ones that I have in my spreadsheet, so that one's definitely going to get fleshed out quite a bit. So, but not only does it keep it all organized, there's also plugins and themes that will use categories and tags. So, for example, this theme that I'm using is called ColorMag. Now, what ColorMag does is, let me see if I can get to it, customize. Now, with ColorMag, it's one of my defaults. I love ColorMag, even though they screwed it up a little bit. I did have a logo here at the top, but their newest update shifted everything down, so I had to remove the logo. The fun of using themes. But with ColorMag, you can go to, if I remember where it's at, is it content or footer? One of the sections will let you show, I can't remember where it's at. It's not widgets, is it? No. Hold on, let me find it. Is it additional? No. Footer. Son of a bitch. Okay, global. Let's go down one by one, I guess. Page. What's the... No. So I need to get to down here at the bottom. Okay. Let me see if I can find... Oh, where is it? Man, I should have, like, looked for this crap earlier, huh? There we go, related posts. Related posts will show related posts here at the bottom of the article, and with ColorMag it'll show up to 3. You can enable it or disable it, and you can show the related posts according to categories or tags. So that way, if there's any other article that has similar tags according to this particular post, it'll show up at the bottom. That way people who are interested in a specific topic have access to more articles that you've written regarding that specific topic. So this one's set for tags, but this article is like brand new. I don't think there's any tags that are, I don't think there's any tags on this one at all. Yeah, there's no tags. You don't have to tag content. In fact, I won't tag things that I know that I'm not going to have a lot of coverage on. So like this particular post was about the lowering the requirements for the YouTube partner program, but not really, kind of like YouTube Lite. I probably will never write another article regarding this topic, maybe in the future, and if so, then I'll probably add tags to it. But for now, it doesn't fit anything that I have here as a tag. But the point is that some themes will have a related post option that lets you organize by tags and categories. So that's one reason why you can, or one method that you can use for your categories and tags. Or we'll leave that. There's also plugins. Now you saw one of the plugins just then. One plugin I have is contextual related posts. And where are you at? Cool tag. Contextual related posts is a completely different topic. Cool tag cloud uses the tags and then shows them in the sidebar. So in this case, if I go to appearance and go to widgets, what is it? My God. Anyway, you can see that I have these are organized by how many posts are in those tags. That way anybody visiting the site can see the top 25 topics that I've covered. Now, this not only helps people find specific articles they want to read, but also helps me keep things organized and try to flesh out more. Now, there's a reason behind that. And that is because with WriterSanctuary, I have the most covered topic is text broker. That's what I'm known for. I am all over the internet for text broker articles and information. Kind of like the go-to for text broker things. And that's because I've got 42 posts in text broker, in the text broker tag by itself. I would like to be known for more than text broker. So what I'm doing is working on all these other topics that I really want to flesh out, like with Readsy, and I want to try to get any one of these higher than text broker. And I have a theory that when those articles surpass text broker, that the site will start getting searched for stuff other than text broker. And the idea is to hopefully gain more traffic. A lot of things that I cover don't really have a lot of search volume to it, except for AdSense, Buy Me a Coffee, Wattpad, Ko-Fi. I need to write more Ko-Fi articles. Readsy, Buy Me a Coffee is still one of the biggest ones. Wattpad is, for some reason, my biggest draw at the moment, and I've only got a handful of articles for Wattpad. So if I flesh that out, maybe I'll start getting picked up more often in search. But yeah, I use the tag cloud here, the cool tag cloud, because I don't like the tag cloud that comes with the system where the most covered topics are bigger. I don't know. I don't like the way it looks, so I use the cool tag cloud plugin instead. And these ones are set to flip the color. So like if I was to go to, I think I actually did it, but we'll try it. Let's go to here on this right. You have topics on this site. When you hover over them, they change colors. I don't know if I like the pink. I thought it was going to be a darker purple, but I'll have to change that. But as you can see, it's kind of cool. They rotate. And I'm not sure if it's 20 or 25 on this one. Might be 25. So like if anybody clicks on these, like say vidIQ, then they see all the different articles I have for vidIQ. Now, once I start writing more, get published, it'll start filling it all out. So, and the most recent one will be at the top. And close that. But yeah, that is pretty cool. Let me see, make sure I covered everything here. You don't really... Oh, another thing is that you don't really need to install a plugin to see the number of topics on your site. If you just go to like your categories or your tags, you'll see on the right side it says count. Those how many articles are available in that specific, well, this one is category. Now I have case studies I made yesterday because I'm getting ready to publish a case study for doing YouTube Shorts, so that'll change to 1 next week. And yeah, so at any point you can click on the number here and it'll show you all the articles related to that, well, in this case, a category. Now, the title is kind of smooshed in the screen, but that's because I had to shrink it down in order to put it on the live stream. Otherwise, I have it expanded to 1920 by 1080. And you can make adjustments by going to the screen options up here and taking off some of the things you don't really need. Like, I don't need views. I don't really need total views either. I really don't care. The stats I'll keep because that'll open up my stat in Jetpack. I don't know where I got the newsletter from. It's something I installed recently, but not a clue. So I'm going to remove it. Tags I'll keep. You know what? No, I'm not. In this one, I don't really care about the tags. I just want title, comments, if anybody liked it, when it was published, and then the Yoast SEO information, and then link stats from Link Whisper. So, there. See how it expanded everything? It's cool. So when you're done, just hit the screen options and you're good to go. But anyway, so all of these are related to the specific category, and at any point you can click into them, make adjustments or whatnot. Same thing with the where's post tags. Same thing with the tags. You can do all of the, click on any one of them and it'll show you all the different articles related to that tag. Like if I did subscribers, so I have an article for do not buy YouTube subscribers and does the YouTube subscriber count matter in 2023. So that is a Q&A article, and that is a journal article, I believe. So your tags can link articles across categories. So you don't have to worry about cramming everything into one category if you want them all to fit. Like I just pointed out, I have one Q&A and one journal. So all you gotta do is just click on the tag and it shows the 2 articles from 2 different categories, but they are similar because of that tag, and they will show when you click on it. So it's just a way to connect all the articles together. Pretty quick and easy, very simple. Now you can create new categories and tags just by adding in a new name. You don't have to worry about the slug because WordPress will create the slug for you automatically. You can customize it if you like, but if you don't know what you're doing, I would suggest leaving it alone. Parent category is, so like WordPress will use categories and tags in a hierarchy. So if you wanted to use case studies, but wanted to separate them by, we'll say, video production. So then we can add a description if we want. We'll put it under case study. So it'll be case studies, but video production will be under it. So when we hit add new category, it will put it underneath case studies. Now in the hierarchy, when you're on your blog, it'll show, if you have the category showing, it'll show the case studies, and then off to the side it'll be video production. Now you don't need to do any of that if you don't want to. Deleted. Thank you. And you can delete them just that easy. But yeah, you can create them from here in the back end. So you can create tags. Okay, so I was wrong. I thought tags could be under hierarchy, but not. I don't know why I thought they could. My bad. It's been a long day. Give me a break. But yeah, you can add a new tag, add a description if you'd like. You don't necessarily need a description, but if somebody clicks on the tag, at least they have a description of what that is. As you see, I haven't added any descriptions. I might, just to help flesh out, if anybody clicks on it, what the tag is all about. So, yeah, you can have Google crawl categories and tags, but it's considered low quality content and it could hurt your SEO. So I would suggest blocking Google from crawling your tags and categories. And you can do that easy with Yoast. If we go to Yoast, go into settings, and then we can go down to categories here, and then we just can check off the box. By default, it's enabled. Just go over here and click on this box. It'll take categories out of your my mind is blank. This is why I have a lot of jump cuts in my videos. Your sitemap. It'll take the category out of the sitemap, same with the tag. If you just disable it, it removes it. But you really don't need categories and tags for SEO. It's a good idea if you just don't use or don't allow Google to crawl them. So there's all kinds of different ways you can do it, but this is pretty much the easiest way that I found is through Yoast. But you can also create categories and tags from a post directly. So if we go to add new, and we're going to say this is a test run. Yeah, see, they messed up this theme. It didn't used to smash it all the way to the left before. So I don't know. There we go. I hate it when they update crap and they break it. Anyway, so let's say we're doing a new blog post. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up our settings for the block and the post. We're going to go to post. We'll scroll down here, and here we have our categories, and we can add this blog post to any of these categories that we want, or we can click this link to create a whole new one. Same thing applies. Put in the category name, get off that, or we can add a parent category if we'd like for hierarchy, which you don't really need. Why is that popping up? Anyway, tags, the same way. We can add a new tag here. Or if we start typing something, say that we're doing a new article on vidIQ, but we're going to do a new article on vidIQ Coach. WordPress will auto fill your tags according to what you type, so that way you can easily find them. We'll say vidIQ Coach and write our article. If we don't want the tag, we just close the exit out, delete it, and move on. So we can add it to case studies, collections. It's all good. But yeah, that's how it's really quick and easy to add a new category or tag to your post. The only time I really add a new tag is if it's, like I said, if it's relevant to something new that I'm writing. Like if I was to write a review on Snappa, I would use Snappa as a tag. That way all the articles I write about Snappa will all be together. So, and you do all that just by typing in Snappa. So if I did bam, and then hit enter, creates a new tag for it. And that new tag will be available in the back end. I'm not going to save that because this is a test run. We'll just trash it. Trash. And then, so if we go to our tags, oh, and there's Snappa. That's the one I just created. I'm going to leave it because I am going to be doing articles on Snappa. So, yeah, that works. Is there anything else? You can add an unlimited number of categories and tags into WordPress, but you don't want to oversaturate it. You don't want so many categories and tags that it just fills up the list, because I've come across some clients who have, like, God, there was one that had more than 500 tags listed on the side of his website. Like, dude, that's a little excessive. Bad thing is that a lot of them were redundant. So you want to be careful with the redundancy. You don't want to keep creating similar tags for every single post you come across. If you're going to use categories and tags, you want to keep them all organized. That's the purpose of categories and tags, organization. So you don't want to create a brand new tag for things that are similar on your website. Unless it's a completely different idea, like I just showed with Snappa. I'll use the Snappa tag, but I'm also planning on writing about 5 or 6 articles relating to that. I won't create 5 or 6 new tags for Snappa. Yeah, you'll just use the one. But I will, for the review, I will use the free graphic app tag. But for everything else, it depends on what I'm doing. Like if I'm using Snappa to create YouTube channel art, then I'll use YouTube channel art as one of the tags. If I'm using Snappa for a YouTube thumbnail, then I'll use thumbnail as a tag. So it really depends on what the primary topics of the article are. I don't use more than 3 tags per post. It's the 3 most important ideas or primary or topics about that post that I'll use. I don't want to oversaturate the hell out of my website. So you can use as many as you want, but for me, a rule of thumb is no more than 3, but you don't have to use tags at all. So 0 to 3. I only use 0 tags if I don't plan on writing more posts, like I mentioned earlier about that, the YPP changes. I might, if YouTube makes another big change to the YouTube Partner Program further down the line, but for now there's only 1 article and I have no intention of writing more, so I'm not going to add a tag until I add another one, at which point I'll have to go back and re-tag it. Cool thing about WordPress though is that you can delete, remove, add, change whatever you want on the fly. So like if I want to get rid of the ad blockers tag here, I just hit the delete button and it's gone. And I can go back to any old posts. So like if I go to posts here and say I want to add a tag to the very first one that I wrote, I can open it up, scroll down to where the hell is the tags, and then from here I can add more tags or delete them. Then hit update, you're good to go. Quick and easy. Hey Diana, how's it going? I didn't know you were live on this day time. Well, that's because you don't pay attention to live streams or blog posts. We've been talking about it for about 2 weeks now. Wednesday or Fridays we'll be doing kind of like a WordPress webinar type thing where we go over how to build up a website. Today we're doing categories and tags, and yeah. And you're lucky because I'm about done. Nobody was here to ask questions. So, but yeah, so anyway, up to 3 total tags per post depending on the relevance. Don't go hog wild with tags or categories. So like with something with Canva, I know that I'm going to wind up doing a bunch. So I will use the same tag across the board and then add additional ones. Like I said, I think I've got an article for creating thumbnails in Canva, and so I'd use a thumbnail tag for it, and I am going to be using Canva for something else. I have it in my spreadsheet, so I have plans to flesh the hell out of Canva. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, yeah. That's how categories and tags work. Keeps it organized. Sorry, Michael, I only have time to catch the Monday live streams usually. No worries. This is mostly for helping people with blogging anyway, so. And I think we are done. Remember, these are going to be available every other Friday starting today for the next 3 months. We're going to see how well they work out and go from there. But for any indication like today, probably not very long. I would like to see a community, but I have no idea how to attract people now. To unite them and further develop, I would like to earn and give others the opportunity to earn. I'm not sure if I can help with that, Rob. Rapport. Yeah, I build a community, I guess. Like to earn and give others the opportunity to earn. Well, that's a laudable goal. A lot easier said than done, though. What news could be really useful? For what exactly? Are you... it really depends on what kind of community you're trying to build. The underlying niche of what you're trying to build. Like, are you creating a community of gamers, fitness people, writers? That's what I normally focus on, writers and bloggers. Yeah, it just really depends on what you want to spend with it. So, not really sure. It's like with mine, I usually focus on writers and bloggers. I guess I can drop this now since I don't need it up. So we'll go to just the camera. Boosh. I love the fade effect. I got fancy this time around. Let me write down when this stopped. As for, like, with writers, or with WriterSanctuary, I focus on people who want to do freelance writing, self-publishing, and blogging. So I help people get started with content mills or different things you can do for self-publishing, different apps. What do you got? Blogging. Like, I'll be doing articles on affiliates. I did a video on AdSense a couple years ago. That still gets a ton of traffic. Gets a lot of hate because people don't like it when you're honest. Too many people think that you can just add AdSense and be done. AdSense, out of everything you could possibly add to a blog or a YouTube channel, AdSense is the lowest paying thing you could possibly do. Especially when you consider affiliates, sponsorships, burn-in ads. Those are mostly sponsors anyway. What's another big one? Oh, memberships. Like Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Ko-Fi. What else we got? Like, we got a ton of different things that make way more money than AdSense. Now, AdSense is decent. I mean, I can't really say decent. AdSense will help you buy a few things here and there. I used AdSense recently to buy Atticus, and I'll be doing an article and a video about Atticus here in the near future after I've played around a bit with it. But at $147, I don't know if it was worth the money. Spoiler alert. So, I try to help people find their own paths for writing and getting published and blogging. So, but yeah, it completely depends on what you're looking for, Rob. What kind of community you want to build. But yeah. Thanks, bro. I think. Yeah, I try. I'm not really sure how to answer you on that one. Just go with a niche. The reason why people talk about niches a lot is because they work. When you focus on a primary topic, then people who are more interested in that topic are more likely to buy stuff from you. They're more likely to click on links. They're more likely to support you. They're more likely to follow you everywhere you go. That is your target audience. That is your community. If you want to do, what's a good one? Let's say you wanted to do a fitness niche. You're probably not going to attract a lot of people that are interested in fishing. I don't know. Fishing could be fitness too, but you get what I mean, though. A fitness blog isn't likely to attract a regular audience for car parts for a 1990 Dodge Daytona. So if you stick with a niche, then you build a much stronger audience overall. Because they're the ones that are going to support you and hang out and chat and all that other good stuff. But anywho, I think we are done for today. These are not going to be the hour-long shows that they normally are on Monday nights. It's because Monday nights we're just kind of hanging out and bullshit and having fun. Most people are ready for it on a Monday. Friday nights, this is going to be more of a educational thing. So I'll wind up cutting this down once it goes up so that it's not the entire length. I need a pen. I found a pen. And a piece of paper. It stopped at 34 minutes. So the video itself is going to be probably about no less than half an hour, I guess. 4 minutes. Yeah, I can cut it. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Time for me to get some reading done. Have a good one, Diana. I'll see you on Monday night. Thank y'all for watching. Like I said, this is going to be a very temporary thing, I think, just to see how well it goes. Nice meeting you, Rob. Don't forget, if you hit the subscribe button, I go live every Monday, and it's more of a relaxed atmosphere with the live streams. And I'm going to try to get back into every Monday and Wednesday at least for videos. But for now, that's all we got going. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on Monday.